सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः।
सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं विष्णुं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Yeah, tell us what happened last week.
We thought that happiness is our natural state of being, and it gets covered by our ego. What is this ego? It is the feeling of I. So that is the Dehatma Buddhi. So it is that feeling which says that I am doing, I am enjoying. That is Kartritva and Bhoktritva. So these, when Arjuna is also having similar states, and that's why he's saying that I am going to fight this war, or I am not going to fight this war. So we are also in a similar confusion, and aparyaptam praptasya. So that is whatever we don't have, we should try to acquire that. And praptam yaptavya. So if we already have it, we just have to know it. So that is the only thing which is required. And for knowing, that is for this knowledge, we need a teacher. Here for Arjuna, there is a Krishna. And he has totally surrendered himself to Krishna. So because of his Shraddha and the surrender, now Krishna starts the Geeta. That is the flow of knowledge from the higher to the lower. So Arjuna has totally surrendered his individuality, and this only is bringing out the Krishna is sure that that he is the solution. Arjuna is only seeing the problem, and that's why he is seeing death everywhere. But Krishna is having the solution, and he is smiling, and he is telling to Arjuna that there is no death, no one dies. So that is how Krishna starts. Now, why he is telling that, we'll see in this class.
The entire seen world, and including us, is a mix-up of something which is the material cause and with a name and a form. Everything is like that. All our ornaments, material cause, gold, plus name and form. Water, material cause, wave, bubble, name and form. Likewise, everything, you and me and all that, existence, life, plus a name and a form. Nothing else different. Name and a form, existence, life. This is not a problem because you need both in transactional world. Gurudev asked his guru, why are you always talking about conditioned Brahman? Why are we talking about that? He always used to teach practical lessons. He left for some time and then he said, get me some water. He got water. He said, I asked you water. Why did you bring tumbler? You can't bring water without a tumbler. Can you see air without a container? There should be balloon. There should be something. Without a container, nothing you can even hold or transactionality is space. Because the walls are there, you know the space. So you need both for transactional world. But the problem comes when you get mixed up and you think that is what you are. That is the problem. You get mixed up and that is what you are. And that was the problem of Arjuna. All of us, all our problems belongs to this mix-up. All our problems. The moment you realize problems belong to the body, mind, intellect, they are my equipments, they are not me. That is the answer. They are my equipments, they are not me. The problems belong to them. Anything external, they always we have problems. You see this computer, laptop, such a simple act, he makes it 20 minutes. Because he's knowledgeable. That is the problem. Right? So, but transactional world, you need both. You use it, but you should not get mixed up. The body you use, mind you use, intellect you use. But you don't get mixed up. Arjuna got mixed up. Why? How does the mix-up happen? Once you don't know the material thing, mix-up happens. Once you do not know the material cause, a child doesn't know. It's all water. A child is enamored by the wave. When it dies, the child may cry. Once you know it's all water, you won't cry. Once you know it's all gold, breaking of the ornament is a good opportunity to make the latest design. Nothing is lost. So, the mix-up happens because of the ignorance of the substratum, of the material cause, of the essential thing. So, Arjuna also, that has happened, ignorance of the reality, ignorance of his real being, and therefore he saw things that are not there. Ignorance has two aspects. Avarana, covering. Vikshepa, projecting. How do you dream? Because you went to sleep. When you went to sleep, you were covered by ignorance, you the individual. And when you are covered by ignorance, Vikshepa takes place. Forms are thrown out. Gurudev puts it beautifully, non-apprehension of reality causes misapprehension of reality. You see a rope in darkness. You see something, but you don't see it as a rope. Then you see a snake on that. Ignorance of the rope projects the snake. So, this ignorance, the solution is knowledge. Therefore, Geeta starts with that, and Bhagavan says, all your sorrows are based on false knowledge. Therefore, Ashocha and Anvashocha one. You are grieving for things that should not be grieved for. that should not be grieved for, because Bhagavatam beautifully Hiranyakashipu, you see, when crisis comes, everybody becomes a philosopher. Hiranyakashipu is talking all pure Vedanta with an example. Same thing Jarasandha does. Jarasandha does when trying to explain to Shishupala. Everybody talks pure Vedanta. Kamsa starts talking when the Yugamai went up. At that time, he was trying to tell Devaki and all that, all Vedanta. What can we do? We are all puppets like that, right? Everybody starts Vedanta. Hiranyakashipu, when the body was dead, all crying. Yamadharma Raja comes as a boy and he tells them, why are you crying? The person who you always used to think, his body is still there. He's there. Why are you crying? No, he's not there. The one whom you think is not there, you never saw him. The one you saw is there. The one whom you never saw, for him you are crying. Understand? So therefore, death is not for the body. Death is not even for the spirit. Death is a separation of the spirit from this body because it has served enough. No car you can use, even the worst car, people who hold it for long, it can only be there as a vintage car, but real use can only be there maximum 15 years. Maximum. You have to change. Body has to change. Computer has to change. iPhone, he will compel you to change after 4 years because he stops giving you the updates. Right? And it's all so lined up, this business community. He stops updates. And whatever messages you get without those updates, after that it doesn't work. Now it's working. That also won't work. Right? So the body has to be left. And what is there to weep for? You need a new body. Now you got so much wisdom, new data, you need a new car. Up to your now evolution, you go into the highest position as a chairman. You now need a Benz. Where are you weeping to leave the Maruti esteem? You need a Benz now. Same thing with the body. As you grow, according to your experience, you need to change, and that's what's happening. Therefore, why are you crying? Ashochan, Anvasochaha Tvam, Pragnavadanscha Bhashase, Yatasum, Agatasumscha, Na Anusochanti Panditaha. Wise people do not grieve for this. This is. Also, we saw several reasons. The body doesn't die. The body doesn't live. Only if there is life, it can die. Body has no life to die. Spirit can never die. Therefore, what you think, death itself is a confusion. And Bhishma, Drona are all enlightened people. You are weeping, they are not weeping. Because they are enlightened. Not only that, you think, how can I kill my relations? They are not thinking, how can I kill this boy? Because they know duty, dharma, everything they know. You are ignorant, you are stupid, and talking dharma to me. That's what Krishna feels. He is teaching Krishna what is right, what is wrong. Right? Ashochan, Anvasochaha, Pragnavadanscha Bhashase, Yatasum, Agatasum, Na Anusochanti Panditaha. And then he says, why this is called Sankhya Yoga? Because it's logical. So once sloka is done, the question arising out of that, you don't have to ask. The next sloka automatically is an answer for that. Why is it you are foolish in your talk? Natvevaham jatu nasam natvam naime janadipaha. Nata natvevaham jatu nasam nat ime janadipaha. Nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. Natu eva aham jatu nasam. I do not know. I do not have a state where I won't be. Asam means to be. Na asam, not to be. That's why nasam. It's used in Tamil, nasamapo. That means don't exist. That nasamapo. Right? There are a lot of Tamil words in Sanskrit directly used in Bhagawad also. Panam. Panam is pure Sanskrit word. No other language, it's only in Tamil. Panam means exchange. That you use, for money you say exchange. But in Tamil, Panam is used for money. Bhagavatam uses it. Chela, dress, kuchela, selai. So similarly, nasam, not you don't exist. There is never a time I don't exist. Okay, because you are Bhagavan, not you are Bhagavan, natu eva aham jatu nasam. No, you are also natvam. Maybe because I am your friend and brother-in-law. Na ime janadipaha. Not only that, all these things, there will never be a time when they don't exist. Oh, that may be because all are connected to you. Nacha eva na bhavishyamaha. Not only now, there will we cease to exist, never cease to exist. Even in future, we will never cease to exist. And not me, not you, not these things. Sarve, all, vayam, all of us, ataparam. In future also, we never cease to exist. But we are seeing people not existing. How do you explain? Next sloka. Next sloka. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptihi tapra dhiraha na mukyati. Asmin dehe, in this body, yatha, just as kaumaram yavvanam jara. You go through adolescence, youth, and old age. Tata, similarly, dehantara praptihi. After you cast off this body, you get another body. Dhiraha, wise man, brave man. Tatrana mukyati. Science have said today, every few years, every cell in us changes. Every few years, every cell in us changes. But you don't see. You see the same person. But there is not even one cell after 5 years, 6. That itself is a miracle. How do you see the same person? And when all go, who is holding them? When everything changes, who is holding them? And you see the same person, and same characteristics, and same DNA. How? Nobody can answer this. Right? So, the body that was there when you were born is not there during the adolescence period. That body has gone, a new body has come. The body that was there in adolescence has gone, and now there is a new body in youth. That gone, a new body in old age. Similarly, when this body goes in old age, you take a new body. Just as at every stage you were leaving the body and taking a new one, even you don't need even this much logic. We are never the same body when you came to the class. By the time you go, it is changed. 1 hour, the body has changed. It's never the same. It's never the same. Right? So he says, Yatha Dehino Smin Yatha Dehe Kaumaram Yavvanam Jara Tata Dehantara Praptihi Deraha Tatra Namukyati. Now, the person, the adolescent person, the body is not there. Different bodies. That body has gone different body. How do you remember? There must be somebody who remembers. Because if that person also is the body and he has gone, how memory possible? The experiencer and the rememberer should be the same. I can't remember your experiences. You can't remember my experiences. The one who experienced the change of the body must have been there in that body and this body together. Mind, every second it is changing. Body at least, they say few years. Mind, every second it is changing. Every second it is changing. Who is this telling? Body is changing, you remember. Mind is changing, you remember. Knowledge, no standard knowledge. All knowledges are subject to change and loss. No standard knowledge. Everything changes. Right? Few years back, Pushpaka Vimanam, no driver. You only think it will go. Everybody was laughing. Today, driverless planes are there. Driverless planes are there. And phonetic, fan. You say Om, fan will run. Password, even computer. Right? Just because we don't know something, it doesn't mean they are fools. Nancy Periva once was not talking to anybody and all that for a few days. Everybody got worried. So they got a psychiatrist to see him. He simply asked, if you don't understand, does it mean the other man is mad? Because psychiatrist went. You don't understand doesn't mean the other person is mad. So we didn't understand many things. And doesn't mean they are all fools. We are too late. They knew everything. We are too late. Right? So therefore, if you remember all the changes, there should be some entity who was there in that childhood body, in the youth body. You can't say mind, it's changing. Intellect is changing. Intellect is, then who is there? There is this consciousness on whom these changes are taking place. And that remembers the waking. Waking. In waking, Janaka was a king. While dreaming, he was a beggar. After getting up, Janaka asked, is the waking Janaka the dream beggar, or is the dream beggar the waking Janaka? Now, he puts the question, which is real? Is waking Janaka real and dream Janaka false, or dream Janaka real, waking Janaka false? Both are false. Both are. Because you remember both waking and dream. And waking Janaka is different, dream Janaka is different, but there should be somebody who is different from waking and dreaming, then only you can remember. There should be somebody who is different from waking, who is different from dream, who was there in waking, who is there in dream, different from waking, different from dream, but was present in both. Then only you can remember. Same thing waking, dream. So that one which is present in different stages of your life, in waking, dream, deep sleep state, this is ever there. This is ever there. There is no death for this. There is no death for this. This is called, in technical language, Anvaya Vitireka Nyayam. Anvaya means when something is there, it is there. When something is not there, also it is there. That means that is the reality. When wave is there, water is there. When wave dies, water is there. When dream is there, you are there. When dream dies, you are there. So when something is there, you are there. When something is not there also, you are there. When something is there, you are there. It's called Anvaya. When something is not there also, you are there. It's called Vetireka. This is the method to understand the reality in everything. When earring, chain and bangle were there, gold was there. When earring, chain and bangle were not there also, gold was there. Dehinosmin yatha dehi kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptihi dhiraha tatra na muhyati. Dhiraha, the wise man, tatra, in that situation, na muhyati, doesn't get deluded. What is delusion? Taking one thing to be the other. Arjuna's case took the body to be himself. That is delusion. A wise man is not deluded when something happens to the body. Right? Matra sparshastu kaunteya sita ushna sukha dukkha daha agamaha apayanaha tam titikshasva dharata. Arjuna, there is a question mark in Arjuna. A good teacher will know wherever there is a resistance from the student. He knows something is bothering him. And any ordinary teacher also knows from the response, there is some resistance. Krishna, he is Sakshat Bhagavan, Antaryami, Antasakshi, is behind every thought of yours. He doesn't know. He knows. So he answers. What is the question? Arjuna's mind. Okay, everybody knows that death of the body is not there, because that's why everybody does ceremonies. Everybody does ceremonies because everybody knows death of the body is not the person. So you can't oversimplify that my sorrow is stupid, I am a stupid fellow. You can't oversimplify. Everybody knows the death of the body. So you can't oversimplify. Then he says, Krishna, yes, if you know that much, that death of the body is not death of the person, then this grief, what is its status? He explains. Matraha, Parshaha, Kaunteya, Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Daha. Matraha, sense objects. What are your tablets called in Sanskrit and local language? Matra. Why? Measured. Measured. Matra. Right? Because he's Telugu, there is a joke I'll tell. In villages, we used to say this. Na chaiti matra vaikunta yatra. I give the tablet, you go. Right? So, matra means sense object. Why it's called matra tablet? Because measured. finite. All sense objects are finite. All sense objects are finite. Matraha, sparshaha, kaunteya, sita, ushna, sukha, daha. Only when you are in touch, they are capable of giving joys and sorrows. Right? Now, we are coming. Lot of people accident there. Lot of people, we just pass on because it doesn't affect us much. Somebody died, somebody is okay. You come home, then you get a message, your best friend was met with an accident. Then sorrow comes. If sorrow is connected to the accident, the moment accident has happened, you should have become sorrowful. If sorrow is directly connected to your sorrow, the moment accident happened, you should have become sorrowful. Knowledge. You know the accident also, knowledge also. No. When you know your friend or your somebody, that mind comes, then only sorrow comes. It's not merely happening. It's not merely knowledge. It is me, mine. My niece is there from England hearing Suchrita. Her mother, we were celebrating a new bride birthday, February 26th, 2 days back in 2007. Birthday, because she's a new bride, their house. At that time, my sister in Ramana Bhagawan's birthplace, she was living, she died. We all celebrated birthday. We didn't know. After that, we came to know. If the moment she died, we should have all become sad. We celebrate the birthday. Because she is a good soul, the message came to us after dinner is over. That also is not disturbed. Right? So therefore, objects can only give you sorrow when your mind is tuned to that. You always have the option of switching off the mind, which you are very familiar in the class. You switch off so easily. Do that in normal sukhas and dukkhas come, switch off. Right? Matras Parshaha to Kaunteya. And who are you? Son of Kunti. From birth till death, only suffering. And she prays to Krishna, give me only suffering. That mother's son, you are shattered. From birth to death, suffering. And she prays to Krishna, give me suffering. You are the son of that mother, Kaunteya. Matras Pashastu Kaunteya. Sita, Ushna, Sukadaha. Gives the opposites. Pleasure and pain. Mana, Umana. Labha, Labha. Right? And then what? Even if I like dukkha, there can be some sadness. There can be some sadness. Even if you like dukkha, you want to hold also, that cannot stay permanent. Dukkha itself has to go. Sukha also goes. Sukha comes. They don't come alone. Sukha and dukkha don't come alone. When sukha enters, he leaves dukkha there. And when he goes, dukkha comes. And dukkha also cannot be permanent. He goes, sukha comes. Agama, apayanaha, they come and go. They're never permanent. And a wise man, you are a wise man with so much of knowledge. Tam pitikshasva, you must endure them. Why? Because they don't belong to you. It's objects. They don't belong to you. It's objects. And that also only when you are in touch. You can shift your mind to something better. And they come and go. Come and go. You can't have anything permanent. Why are you doing that? How can I avoid? No, you shift your mind to God, because of whom you are aware of the sorrow. You can't be aware of the sorrow without God. When He is there, where is sorrow? Because in sorrow you are not seeing Him. You can't be aware of sorrow without His presence. And when He is there, where is sorrow? Sorrow is sorrow because you miss Him. You miss Him because your mind is enamored by what is seen, names and forms. Right? You must endure these natural things. There is no equipment which doesn't go wear and tear. Computers, your body, your mind, you used it for 85 years, and to expect it no problem, you must be stupid. 85 years you lived, right? It's God's grace. It's purely His grace. And to expect there should not be any problem, it's really stupid. Really stupid. And simple. When you say, I am unfortunate, I have this pain, I have suffered. To say I have suffered, I am unfortunate, I have pain, you are still there. When you are there, what is the problem? You are still there. So a wise man, if you are a wise man, you should endure. If you are not a wise man, you are an otherwise man. That's all. What is otherwise man? A man who knows the others, objects. He misses the subject. Who misses the subject. And what happens if you endure? Next sloka. I told this chapter, every verse explains by itself. You don't need even this much of bluff from me. If you read it, you will understand. Yam hina vyatayankyete purusham purushashabha samadukka sukham dhiram saha amrutatvaya kalpate. Yam, that person. Who? What is the initial of God? Brahman. Om. Huh? Om. Yam. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta. Yam Brahma. Joke. Don't take it seriously. Right? Yam hina vyatayantyete. He whom these sorrows and pleasures do not disturb. Purusham, that person. Purusha Rishabha, bull amongst men. Your strength to be called a bull is not physical. Physical strength will diminish also. It's not worth. Your strength should come from your conviction, from your understanding. That alone, that is why Dhiraha, Sanskrit, two meanings, wise and brave. Your courage, bravery should come from wise, wisdom, conviction. Wise and brave. Yam hyanam vyatayantyete. Him, these opposites do not torment. Purusham, that person in the nine-gated city, this body, this is called a Puri, city. In this is there, therefore is called Purusha. Purusha doesn't mean man and woman. Whoever is there inside, whether man or woman, is called a Purusha. Right? If he is a Purusha, others must be Stri. So in me, there is a Purusha. This body must be Stri. In you, there is a Purusha. Body is Stri. So the Purusha and Stri in Vedanta is not in the body. That's why, the famous story, Mirabai went to see Swami Haridas, Swami, great saint in those days. She said, please request him for my darshan. I don't see ladies, he said. She sent a message. I thought there is only one man in the world. Everybody else is a lady. Immediately, there is some great person. He came running. There is only one man, Purusha. Others are all ladies. Yam hina vyatayante. The one whom these don't torment, Purusham, Sukha Dukkha Dhiram, right? Samaha, same in Dukkha and Sukha, Dhiram, that wise man, that brave man, Saha Amrutatvaya Kalpa. He alone is fit for immortality. He alone is fit for immortality. Why? Because immortality is ever there in you. It's not to be created. It is covered by the agitations, the waves of thoughts, sukha thought, dukkha thought. If the sukha and dukkha thoughts are subsided, you experience the immortality. It is your nature, it's there, all there. It's covered by these thoughts, these waves. Thoughts are waves. And you don't experience that. When these waves have subsided, you experience that. Therefore, you should endure. Matras, previous sloka. Why should you endure? Because to experience the God. Matras pashastu konte. Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Daha. Agama, Apayanaha. Tam, Titikchasva, Bharata. Those you must endure. Then, and one more logic. Nasato vidyate bhavaha. Na abhavo vidyate sataha. Ubhayoho api drushtaha antaha tu anayo tattvadarshika. Scientists said matter and energy can neither be created nor lost. Here is the sloka which says that if something is there, it cannot come from something which is not there. Something is there, it was there all the time. And if something is there, it was there all the time. Therefore, it can never become non-existence. Existence can never become non-existent. What is existent should have existed earlier. And what is not existence, you cannot see. Na abhavo vidyate sataha. Existence can never become non-existence. Existence can never cease to be existence. That means what we are seeing all. You are all that existence only. You are not seeing it, you are seeing with the form, therefore you see the birth and death. Don't see water, you see the birth of wave and death of the wave. One who sees water, there is neither birth nor death. Water has no birth, no death. Matter and energy can neither be created nor lost. If two things interchange, matter and energy interchange, they are not lost. There should be a third factor to interchange. They themselves cannot change. Again, Newton's law. Things in stationary motion, right? Stationary or uniform motion. Objects in stationary or uniform motion cannot change by themselves. You need a third agency to change. You need a third agency to change. So the body change, the spirit interchange, existence, sukha, dukkha, and all that change. There should be a third entity who is making this change possible. So, na asataha vidyate bhavaha. Non-existence can never come to being. Na abhavaha vidyate sataha. What is existence? It can never cease to be. It can never cease to be. Ubayoho api antaha drushtaha tu anayo tattva darshini. Those who know the essence, those who know the truth, tattva means truth, essence. The meaning of these two statements is seen. Ubayoho api, these two sentences, tu anayo, these of them, tattva darshini. The people who know the truth understand these two statements, that whatever is there could have not come from non-existence. Whatever is non-existent, it can never be seen. It can never even come. Right? So therefore, people neither dead nor born. That's the whole. This thing is explaining to Arjuna what is death is experience. We should not forget the context. Arjuna is thinking everybody is going to die. Krishna is saying nobody is going to die, unfortunately. Nasato vidyate bhavaha na abhavo vidyate sataha. Ubayoho ati dushtaha antaha tu anayo tattva darshini. Then he is explaining now in us the mix-up. What is real, what is not real in us. How the mix-up takes place. In the wave, real is water, unreal is the form. Unreal is the form. In us also, what is the water, what is the form, he is explaining. What is the water, what is the form. Avinashita tad vidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham abhyayasyasya nakaschit kartum ardhati. That which pervades the wave, the bubble, the ocean, that which pervades all forms is the essence, it is indestructible. The water is indestructible. Avinashita tadviti, yena, by whom sarvam idam, all this you objectify and call this. Idam means this. You call it this means it's an object. All that you call as an object is all pervaded by that existence. Like water pervades the waves and the bubbles. That what pervades is the essence. Here what pervades is the life and the existence. That is the essence. Avinashita tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham abhyayasyasya nakachit kartum ardhati. Nobody can destroy this abhyayam, imperishable essence of the human being. He can probably decimate the body, but he cannot kill the spirit. He cannot kill the spirit. Nobody can kill because it's permanent, it's eternal. Self cannot be killed. Body cannot be permanent. I read somewhere, but after that I put Google, I'm not getting. But I remember I read 40 years back, Paradise Lost. But now I see the same Paradise Lost in Google, I'm not finding. Satan telling God, you can conquer all that I have, but you can't conquer the will that I hate you. Satan saying, you can conquer everything, but you can't conquer my will that I hate you. Because that I, the hater, is there. Right? Antavanta ime deha nityasyukta sharirnaha anashinaha aprameyaha tasmad vidyasva bharata. Therefore, Arjuna, leave this stupid feeling that people are going to die. Tasmat, therefore, vidyasva bharata. Fight. Here, tasmat, in second chapter, he will give the logic and conclude tasmat, therefore. Right? He will conclude. And here, tasmat vidyasva bharata, oh Bharata, therefore fight. So people say Krishna is a warmonger. No, he's not a warmonger. But the logics you gave, you should know, you won't fight. Those logics are not valid. Those all logics are stupid, that you are going to kill them. Therefore, get up and fight. And why? Bharata, there Kaunteya, here Bharata. Bha means knowledge. Rata, one who revels in knowledge, is a Bharata. Gurudev said, Bharatiya, Bharata is not one living in this geographical area. Whoever he revels in this knowledge is a Bharatiya. Bha, knowledge, Rata, revels. Right? And therefore, with this knowledge, how can you be stupid to me? Okay, that's permanent. What is the impermanent? Yeyenam vetya hantaram yaschainam man. Sorry, there is one more left side. That's Antavanta ime deha nityasyukta sharirinaha anashinaha aprameyasya tasmat yudhyasva bharata. These bodies, ime deha antavantaha. They have a beginning, they have a end. The spirit has neither beginning nor end. Bodies have a beginning and end. When there is a deha, there is a dehi. When there is a house, there is a house owner. This is a house. There is a house owner. House owner is eternal. House, you go on changing. Destroy it. Because even Shastra, there is a belief. Every 30 years, you must at least change some walls. You should not keep it the same. You understand? Here you can't do. They will fight you. Right? Antavanta ime deha, these bodies have a beginning and an end. Nityasyoktash, but they belong to whom? For the Sharirinaha, who is eternal. Bodies belong to the one who is eternal. This Sharira means Shiryamanatvat, that which is subject to decay. That Sharirinaha, to whom these bodies belong, he is eternal. Bodies are beginning and an end. Tasma anashinaha aprameyasya tasma vidhyasva bharata. This indweller in the body, aprameyaha, he cannot be measured. That means he is infinite. He cannot be killed. Tasma vidhyasva bharata. Therefore, get up and fight. Yeyenam vetyahantaram yaschainam manyate hatam bhautau na vijanita nayam hantina hanyati. One who thinks he is going to slay somebody else or he is slain by somebody else. Those people who thinks I am slain, I am hurt. The other person who thinks I am hurting. I am hurt or I am hurting. Both are stupid. Both are stupid. I kill, I can be killed because the Atma can neither be killed nor killed. Nor killed. Eyenam vetyahantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhautau na vijanitaha na ayam hanti na hanyate. And further, this body has 6 modifications. Asti, its existence. Jayate, born. Vardate, grows. Right? Parinamate, it changes. Parinamate. Apachiyate, it diminishes. Nashyati, it's destroyed. This body has these 6-fold things. Self doesn't have. Na jayate, it's not born. Na mriyate, not dead. Not born, not dead. That means in between 4 also not there. The 4 modifications. Na jayate, na mriyate, va kadatit nava, na ayam bhutva bhavita va namuya. This self, having come into appearance, doesn't cease to be there in future also. Ajaha, why? Because it's not born. Only what something is born can die. And since it is not born, it cannot die. Nityaha, it is eternal. Shashvataha, it's permanent. What is eternal? What is permanent? Oh, I have a permanent job, permanent address. You yourself is not permanent. How permanent is your job? How permanent is your address? It's relative permanence. Shashvataha is absolute permanence. Absolute permanence. This body, relatively permanent. In that, you, the eternally permanent, is there. Right? Ajaha, Nityaha, Shashvataha, Puranaha, ancient. What is ancient? Which is the most ancient? That which was there before the origin of time. Because ancient, old, new comes in time. That which was there before the origin of time itself is the most ancient. There should be something, because time comes only when the second experience comes. That's why the unit of time is second. Otherwise, there is no time. What was there before the first experience? Pure, eternal existence, the self that you are. And that was the most ancient. But that which is subject to time only is subject to aging. That which was there before time is not subject to aging. Therefore, most airy, ancient, yet ever fresh. Therefore, Pura api navaha. Pura, ancient. Navaha, new. Puranaha. All the stories in Puranas are old, but the message is ever fresh. Puranaha. Na hanyate hanyamane. This self is not killed when the body is killed. Right? Next week, we see a lovely stanza explaining this sentence with a beautiful example. We see that next week. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you.
ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे